that's it.
That's it.
uh, yes. Yeah, but it should be very short. So yeah, it should be short, so nobody leak it. Actually, like not short enough to actually like to understand what's going to happen on the screen, and yeah, nobody leaks it. Um, so yeah, new version is near. So it will bring new character, which is like this gliding unit for hermits. Uh, Actually, we've published our video with Wizardo about its mechanics, about prototype, and yeah, if you have some question about it, shoot them after our intro speech. Also, like it brings a lot of interesting features, including first like steps in terms of anti-cheat measures. Also, like first of all, we will start banning cheaters. We've seen a lot of reports from your side, and we will start banning them with no like mercy. They will be punished for all their bad behavior. Uh, Also, one more new weapon. Uh, it's uh, it's heavy torrent. Yeah, Wizardo is
Yeah, it's a heavy version of Torrent.
yeah, heavy torrent. We've seen you like this uh, new number of different type of weapons, and we are going to bring them more in future. What else? Anti-cheat measures. Big one, big thing. A New Year event that's going to be there, and like it will bring good type of rewards. So probably you get mm, like good experience in terms of grinding silver. It will give you more opportunities. Good, new number of quests, something new quests, new design of locations. So yeah, we are going to celebrate a bit Christmas. Uh, Also, let me check just to what's important for us. Yeah, important thing, new team deathmatch map. So it's actually like team deathmatch version of Shipyard. So no more only based on terminal map in team deathmatch. And like from important stuff, new hoplite controls, like hoplite control system. Probably, yeah, you will have questions here, and Wizardo will answer after that. Important thing also, like with this new update, we are going to new stage of beta, and actually we are going to sort out problems with the progress saving, and that some of you may actually meet before. So when actually Google Play just when you're trying to connect your account to Google Play, it showed some uh, problem with validation, verification, and stuff. We are going to fix it with this new update, and it will like every one of you will actually see rate us window again, and we are like we want to encourage you to rate our game in store once again. After you see this message, it will help us to actually bring more players to the game, and it will make matchmaking better. Also, important thing. We are going to start test servers thing. Some of you may seen it already. So for the first time, we will actually share like test version of the game with you, with like some of you who wants to join this test server environment, and so you can provide feedback about upcoming update before actually it's live, so we can fix some things before, and like you may seen this problem on the start of previous update. Sometimes we need a lot of people to test something, so we cannot like internally fix these things easily. So when like a lot of people will test our game before the update, we'll like be able to bring more stable version with every release. Yeah, Wizardo, please share more information about this things, how like it works, because you already did it with some of clan leaders.
Yeah.
previously.
So basically, we did a little test run with the clan leaders to deploy some sort of a test build and a test server, and we basically tested a new version there. But the issue right now, it works, but the deployment of the build is very inconvenient because you need to download pretty much the same app. You need to delete the previous one from the live server. You need to jump like some. You need to do many unnecessary things, and we want to eliminate that steps first and foremost. So the test server, when we finally finish it, will work like basically a separate game that we will download from us, from our cloud or whatever, and it will work simultaneously with the live one. And we're just gonna ask you for the feedback. And I think test version will be available not only for the clan leaders, but we plan to make it available for the whole community. So in time, we want to get into this steady rhythm of deploying test versions as we approach their release. So you guys would have some time to test it. We will have some time to make adjustments, and then again, after some time, we will release the version. That's going to be the cycle for pretty much all of the future versions, all of the new content and stuff. So right now, we're testing the testing server. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, great. And also like from important part, as for the intro, we've introduced our vision of balance changes a couple of hours ago. Yeah, we are lucky to have you here, and we already see a lot of feedback about balance updates. So we are going to discuss them a lot with you, and we take this feedback very seriously. Yeah. So yeah, one more thing. We are going to today we have no unicorn lady here, and probably for next days I'll be like the most important person in terms of answering your questions on Discord server. But yeah, she will come back after. And we have here Artemi, who is actually responsible in charge for our art here. And today you can ask more question about art in our game. Yeah, so that's pretty much all for the intro part. I think we can start answering question from the text chat. But for those who actually want to start talking to us, raise your hands, and we will add you to our voice chat. Okay, so yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want to start with one text question. We have a lot of them already. Previously, we didn't have text chat last time. Some of you may remember. I'm trying to scroll up to some important question. Yeah, but yeah, let's pick something. Yeah, we need to. Wizard, I will ask you to check some interesting question first. Where is okay, yeah, let's start with you need to neutralize 7 enemy beacons, but not in a single battle. As I know, we already like agreed to make this number not that big. Yeah, Lizardo.
Wait,
Neutralizing 7 enemy beacons in one match in a single battle. Are we going to make it more
So
appropriate?
this quest is a bit messed up. It's a reason I couldn't get my weekly rewards for 2 weeks straight, because it's too kind of, it's not necessarily hard, it's just conditioned poorly, because enemies need to capture beacons first, and if you play against bots, they not always capture the beacons, so you're kind of screwed. We noticed that lower numbers of neutralization is possible, but 7 is just absurdly high for neutralizing. So my prediction, because once again, I don't directly control the quests and the numbers in quests, but we we can complain to the guys who makes them. So I'm pretty sure the number is going to be lowered to something that can actually be achieved, because neutralizing is kind of fun task aside from just capturing, because if we do just a bunch of capturing quests, it's gonna become boring real quick. So yeah, we're gonna make it easier. Yeah, we're gonna make it easier.
That's all. Yeah. Okay, I will start with Epsilon. I not 100% sure that you were the first, but yeah, we'll start with you.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool.
Perfect.
I was curious if you guys were going to add any kind of, it's the winter holidays. I think it'd help a little bit of retention for the players in the game if you added a tiny discount to something like crates. Any plans for that?
Yeah, we actually have planned some kind of, not say discount, but actually special offers. That's pretty much actually we are using your feedback from some of the players to make them more juicy for you. But yeah, so idea is to give like better offers for the holiday season.
Awesome, thank
Yeah,
you.
but
It's great to hear.
You were spot on the stuff we're actually making. So yeah. But on the topic of discounts and offers, it's gonna be something nice. The special offers, I mean. The problem with the offers, in my opinion, we have right now is we kind of have too little of too little to offer because we have really low amount of currencies. We have tokens, we have gold, we have silver, So expect tokens gold and silver. There's nothing like new going on that front, if that's what you were asking. But yeah, there's definitely some offers happening at the holidays.
Sure, that's great to hear. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Okay. Next one. Let's show some respect to Ghost, because you were waiting for your question last time so long. Ghost, you're not raising hand anymore. Okay. Next one. Abdul Rahman. I've seen your request for a long period of time. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you for inviting me, by the way. There is gonna be any like special in the special holidays like Halloween or Christmas, something like this.
Yeah, we already said like no Halloween since it's already no Halloween this year, but next year I believe we'll have, because since we have Christmas holiday this year, we also already yeah, thank you. We are cooking some other. Yep, please mute yourself.
Yeah, you
for
can
a
continue. Sorry,
moment.
yes, because yeah, sorry about that because there is some voices around me. So just this is why I closed my mic, but I'm hearing.
Yeah. So, of course, starting with this holiday season, Christmas one, we are going to introduce all the major holidays as well. So we are cooking already something for our Chinese friends, and Halloween is no-brainer here. So actually, if you want to bring us some cultural important, to celebrate important cultural moments for your culture, you can always give us feedback about what's important to celebrate. Yeah.
That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, next one. Oh, Ghost, you are back.
Sorry about that. I
Hello.
just picked up my hand thinking that you were calling upon me. I'm getting a lot of questions in the community about a couple things to see when they're going to be launched. A is movable controllers or resizing your controllers within the game. And the other question is, when are the formats going to be separated, such as TDM, free-for-all, and as well as Beacon Rush?
Okay, yeah.
So let me address
Go
both
for
of
it.
them because both of them are really interesting questions. So first, about customizable controls, it's definitely on the list of things that we're busy making. But the reality is we are right now too busy making tank-specific controls and sticks and so on and so forth. So it's gonna be somewhere after we add alternative tank controller and the UI for that. So after we do these two things, we can really consider customizing it, because if we do it before, then we get into a bunch of trouble integrating the new Hoplite controls, etc. So first we do the tank, then we do custom stuff. The second question, what was it again?
It was about.
Sorry, I'm
Ghost,
back.
go.
The second question was in regards to, is the modes ever going to be separated when
yeah.
since has
The
free for
modes,
all
yeah.
coming out? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit finicky right now. So initially, we really wanted to separate them as quick as possible because we are planning on adding free for all sometime soon. And with that, it's going to be 3 game modes. So it's going to be different maps for different game modes. So we really need to separate the matchmaking queues for them. But with our current player base, if we do the separation now, you're gonna see a lot more bots and a lot less players than you would see in just all around global matchmaking. So our first steps are, we're right now measuring how many of you actually play, how much player base we're talking about, and if the number is considerable, we will separate them as soon as free for all hits the update hits the live. But there's a chance, and pretty high chance, that we do not have enough player base to separate them now. So in that case, we will just release new game mode. It will be one big queue for 3 game modes, and the one thing you actually can do to reduce the unwanted matches, I would suggest just if you get like 2 TDMs, 3 TDMs in a row, and you really want to go for pick and rush, while we're working on a separation and while we accumulate the player base, you can just leave the match because we are planning on replacing you with a bot after you leave, so there will be less disadvantages. But as right now, you do not have any penalties for leaving, and that's gonna be a working, a functional workaround basically before we accumulate more players and can separate matchmaking. Because I think it's more fun to play with the players than bots, and the less matches with the bots we have, the better. So that's our trade-off, kinda.
Much agreed. Thank you.
Okay, next one. I would say it would be Hamsgan.
Hello.
Hello.
So, my question is, what are your plans for the clan system? Because I heard you have like a plan for a clan system in the future that's going to be more unique to other stuff. Are there any plans you can share, or is that still classified?
It's still classified, but if Wizardo wants to share something.
I always want to share something, and I'm not sure if I can, but whatever. So, clans and social features are gonna be the focus of the next year. We're not quite in the next year right now. We're still kind of do the things we promised to do in this year. So there is gonna be a clan system. We're gonna do it. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do it in iterations. So we're not gonna cook some big, massive expansion and like build it around the clan system. Our goal is to deliver you the functionality of gathering clans in the game as fast as possible. So expect. I don't know. I don't have any dates. We don't know everything yet, but I would predict that it would go like this. Sometime in the next year, we will release bare bones clan system. Then we're gonna, for the duration of the year, we're gonna add up to it until we have some kind of rewards, some kind of player profiles, etc. So that's all. That's really all that I can say right now because it's yeah we're not there yet. But we're trying. Hope it
Yeah,
answers your question.
like our plan is, of course, like in the end, to have ambitious system, and we had some concepts in mind, but of course we will present it one by one in like very minor, like with very minor dates. So sometimes it will be collected as one big system. But yeah, for now it's classified simply. Yeah. I will move to audience for now as well. Choose ghosts, so you can raise your hand after. Okay. Let's listen. Oh no. I wanted to address some questions from text chat first. From Nomi Zonda, hey, are there any plans to release the game on consoles too? After a PC version is completely finished and the game is out of beta. So yeah, like consoles are definitely about the period after PC. So first of all, like PC, it's already a challenge for us, and we need to deliver it in a very high quality. So we are focused on PC first, and then we can work on consoles. So definitely we cannot do something. Who is? What are you joking about? Okay. Yeah. So that's pretty much all. Our team cannot do something in parallel. Do like two big platforms definitely. So we are focusing more on quality than on quantity of platforms. All right, let's hear a question from Dracula. Vlad Tepish.
Himself in the flesh.
Yes.
Damn.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
How many questions am I allowed to ask?
Up to 3.
Okay, cool. First question was about the roadmap you announced recently. You announced
Good.
the PC beta will most likely be in the second half of the year. Is there any expected release date for it? Or we also know that any answer you give will not be final, it will only be an estimate, since there is still a lot of the work you need to do.
Yes.
But any estimate?
So what we want to tell is that, like, I've seen a feedback that many players says that it's like end of the year, end of 2025. So in terms of that, I would say that it should be earlier than end of 2025. So again, we are going to be here in some kind of iterations. So we want to host different closed betas. Actually, we want to encourage people to play on their mobiles and then present special program when those who actually will start playing on mobile can feel better and get some rewards after PC is live. If they start earlier, but it's just a teaser for now. I'm going to present it in like really soon. Yeah, but in terms of I would say it's something in the middle of second part of next year, something like that. It would be the
Around
best.
August or September, you mean?
I think something like that. It's better to say something like that. It would be the
Okay.
most honest expectation. But when we are talking about open beta of PC, it means that we already have everything like cross progression in place. Your progress is saved. You can make payments, stuff like when we open beta for PC, we have a commitment that you already have like a very good quality of release, and that's why we actually we are not going to rush here and give you
Understandable.
some kind of raw material because we will give you some kind of raw material with different closed tests that Wizarded was talking about earlier. So you can be part of this PC version experience earlier, but
Mhm.
what we are talking when we talk about open beta is that we have some kind of commercial promises to you that you won't lose your progress, you won't lose your money and stuff, and you actually will get a much better uh, interface. Like you will get much better PC experience with this version.
That's understandable. Thank you. Next question would be regarding the Prisma. Recently, you guys made some amazing adjustments to weapons and the ranges and everything. That was a very good job by you all.
Well,
But
a lot
for
of
the,
players are gonna debate you on that. But go on.
I understand where they would debate coming from more robots. Most of us, I mean, the ranges that we're not used to still. But uh, if we look at it in terms of armor attack, I think they make sense. So very well done by you all. But regarding the Brisma, I feel like the weapon isn't meeting the fantasy of what you would expect from a laser shooting weapon. What are the thoughts about either changing it to be a weapon that can shoot uh, to any range, but the damage gets reduced the farther the target is, or changing it to not require a reload, you can always fire it, but it rams up as long as you're hitting someone, but when you're not hitting someone, it resets and now you have to ram it up again. That would suit their fantasy of a
Yeah,
laser weapon more.
yeah, I know what you mean. So the first of all, we're not gonna change Prisma that much, uh,
Mhm.
and I'll explain why in a second. Uh,
Okay.
we still need to fix that damn bug that pisses me off with the animation is not synced with the shooting. We still can't fit it into any release, but soon I promise soon we will fix it. Um, the reason is Prisma is because actually we plan a whole bunch of weapons like at the same time. They're not
Mhm.
hitting live or even the tests at the same time. We just give you one weapon at a time because that's how
Mhm.
we are able to make things.
Understandable.
So there is weapons planned that do exactly like how you described. I just want to shoot a laser, like continuous, long distance. I can shoot it wherever I want, etc., etc. But in the
Yeah.
spectrum of this all lasers weapons, Prisma just got released earlier than the rest of them. So
Okay.
there's gonna be weapons that shoot lasers, your standard typical lasers that you expect, and there's gonna be Prisma, which is more like an uncontrollable beam of high burst damage. So that's not going to change.
Okay. Understandable. That does make a lot of sense. Thank you. Mm, the last question would be, what are the thoughts about making it possible to have different robots from different factions in the same hangar or lobby when you go into the game. Like, it's a good idea that each faction has its own identity and its own strengths and weaknesses. It's a very amazing. And of course, we don't want the weapons from this faction to guard robots from another faction. We're just looking to get different robots with different playstyles in the same hangar. That will allow us to have more personalized hangars and more strategies.
Yeah. So on that, the answer is unconclusive because we really don't want to go there in terms of mixing and matching different factions for the reason that it's going to be a really difficult task to balance, giving our like unique features of each faction. Because if you go into the battle and you can only use one faction, it's for us it's more predictable. Your behavior, your performance, it's much more controlled that than the like this version where you can mix your hanger with whatever. There's gonna be too much combinations and too many overpowered stuff that people will gonna just stick to one particular hanger. It's not necessarily bad, and we're considered the possibility many times. But if it's gonna happen, I think first, if it's ever going to happen, I mean, don't take my word for any future plans.
Understandable.
I think it makes sense to make it in some sort of a like a brawl
Game
game
mode.
mode. Yeah. When it's not ranked, it's just for fun. It's there just I don't know to do some specific quests, and then we decide okay, just use whatever you want. But in terms of the main game modes, the leagues, the ranked stuff, I don't think we will add something like custom mixable hangers any time soon.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So, like, what I'm getting is the risks might be outweighing all the positives. Okay.
yeah, the risks are huge. I mean, if we you saw we tweak a balance a little, and there's just yeah. Imagine
Devlog
what
is
will
hard,
happen
yeah.
if we just release all the valves, the content combined, whatever you like. Yeah, it's gonna be a huge pain to balance. And
That's
actually it's not like even from the lore side of things. Yeah, I went there. I started to yap about the lore finally. Um, in terms of lore and comprehensive like battle structure, uh, it's it is mixed right now. But yeah, it's difficult. It's really difficult to talk about. So
understandable. Yeah, yeah. It will need a lot of time and stuff before you
yeah,
could even perfect it.
yeah.
So, not anytime soon. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you. Okay, first of all, when before I go to next next one, I want to encourage you to ask some question regarding our visuals, graphics, and stuff. So Artemi can pick, our art lead can pick them and answer some of them, like what's it's the most interesting thing for you in terms of art, visuals, and stuff. Okay, now we go to Happy.
Hello.
Hello,
Thanks for having me.
thanks for joining.
So there was a couple questions we had about bugs in the game and whether or not they were intentional or if they were actual bugs regarding Desolators and the Architect Shield and the Hoplite Shield.
Wizardo.
So like
Yeah, shoot it. Like, what's
Yeah.
what do you need to know?
so like when the Desolator and sometimes the Prisma won't fire through the Architect shield, and with the Hoplite as a squad member, you could fire the Desolators from inside the Hoplite shield, but not from outside the Hoplite shield and through it. So if like I was up in a sniping position and I had a Hoplite teammate in the center and they had their shield up, I could not help them finish off opponents if their shield was up.
Firstly, have you created
And
a ticket for it?
yes.
Then it's in the works, because yeah,
Oh, okay.
we kind of we solve bugs. So first of all, the particular bug with the Architect shield, I think I read your submission, but not the ticket, just in the chat as it was happening, and we went to our quality assurance team, but we couldn't kind of reproduce it. So we just
Okay.
assumed, oh, okay, that there's maybe the levels are wrong, maybe something like, yeah. So the best option for processing this kind of bugs is to take a video, make a ticket. The ticket goes through the processing, and we get a bug that is assigned to our quality assurance, and we kind of take it from here. Because right now,
Yeah.
all I can say to, yeah, it's happening. We don't know why it's happening, but we're on it.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I will just look at it uh, with more precision, and yeah, we'll give it more attention of our team.
And then the other two things I wanted to ask about was the AI spawning on blue or white beacons and being damaged through cover obstacles in the maps.
If you know the obstacle that is shootable through, once again, a ticket with a screenshot will probably address it. It's probably a collision issue that is easily fixed. But for some obstacles like beacons, I think at some point it was intentional that you can shoot through beacons, because it was very annoying. This little pole that we did, it was a really annoying cover to walk around, and we kind of just left it as nothing feasible for the bullets. So on that, we need to gather more data. Is it beneficial to players, or it's just frustrating? Because I shoot through beacon with no problem.
No,
But
I
but
think
if it's not about beacon and you saw a wall that can be shot through, that might be a problem. So report it, and we'll cover it up with something.
no, actually, I remember the ticket that was about Beacon. It was really frustrating because like the opponent could reach you with the like his rounds, but you when like player shoot, he didn't no damage, so it's like was only in one side. So it was frustrating. So probably you need to know the like it's not fair since one player can make damage in this situation and you cannot from the other
Yeah.
side of the beacon. Yeah, so definitely we've seen this. It's kind of complicated to solve them like immediately, and we are going to fix them one by one. So yeah, more tickets we have, like more repeatable bugs we see. We will just give it more priority, and probably it will be solved earlier.
Okay. All right, that was all I wanted to address.
Thank you. Okay, I will move you to audience. Yeah, let's have a question from 403 NNB. Hello.
Hey, hello again.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while.
Yes.
I forgot my question. That's awkward. I'm just gonna take my time. Sorry.
Okay. No worries. Just raise your hand when you're ready. Okay, so let it be Phantom Robot. Oh, by the way, have I seen? Oh, there is Maximus. Maximus, now nice to see you. Yeah, go for it, Vortex.
Can you all hear me? First point.
Sorry, come again.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, good. So I presume we only got 3 questions in this meeting again. So I'll ask. My first question was the balance update on the faction regarding one particular faction is the Imperials. The health being decreased. I just want to know what is the reason that the health was being decreased.
Okay.
Yeah. So first of all, health wasn't bit decreased. It was shields, and the reason for that, we made them too durable initially. So the story goes, we tested them on alpha even, and we went to the beta versions, and at the time, Imperials actually was the weakest faction we had. So
Okay.
we were thinking, how do we make them like viable? How do they compete? And we just started adding and adding and adding these little buffs, and soon they accumulated so much shield HP that no like sane amount of damage can shred in the feasible time. And yeah, it just needed to be a little less, because we always envisioned Imperials not that tanky. They're supposed to be more like adaptable faction, that you kind of have your little shield, you go, you shoot at things, your shield gets depleted, and you go back
Run.
to the cover and regain it. But if the
Yeah.
shield is too much, you're just gonna tank it and feel whatever. So we had to cut it down a bit.
Okay. Now is about regarding some daily tasks and other things. Is it possible that the daily task could have like extra rewards and something like that? Because in the market, basically in the armory for weapons and robots is just a lot expensive, and I believe some players don't play armor like that often and are also preoccupied, so they can't play the game. So is it possible that prices can be decreased, or the rewards from tasks could be increased?
Yeah, so on the daily rewards, I think we had a pretty reasonable amount of rewards with Prime. With Prime Plus, it's a lot of rewards.
Actually, I don't use
But
Prime.
it's not daily. Yeah, but for the free to play, uh, maybe we don't know for sure yet. We're just testing our economy. We don't see that much need for extending the rewards, we are better off adding new activities. So our plan is to give players certain amount of like reasonable playtime per day, to not get it like um, too grindy. But you can still grind wherever you want. It's just gonna take a long time. So we want players to preferably play like, I think it's 2 hours right now. Maybe we will extend it to 3, and in that time you'll do quests, give your rewards, open crates, and then they kind of stop, and that's a signal for you to just just relax, wait for another day. If that's not enough, and we see that's not enough, we're gonna add new stuff to do, new activities, not necessarily quests,
Yeah.
and we're gonna just expand our meta gameplay. And by meta, I mean everything aside from the just actual matches. So expect some new systems to be added
Mm.
to this meta gameplay,
Mm.
like, besides quests.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we add something new to do, there's gonna be more silver rewards to it, maybe token rewards,
Okay.
but it's not gonna be in quests. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And now my last question is regarding the new weapon for the Bastion faction, the lance. I have like tested the weapon myself. It has some problems regarding its range, and the max terrain just takes half of the damage or most of the damage from lance, and there's a problem in in battles while using it. So is there any way to solve it?
Yeah, sorry, but what is the problem with Lance?
The first is the range along with map terrain taking up the damage of the land.
Yeah, I see. I see. So with the range, we probably won't change it because it occupies a very nice range spot. If we give it a little more range, it's gonna be overpowered because it has a lot of damage, and to deliver that damage through long range is gonna be really good for you, and no other faction has this kind of burst for the long range except for snipers. So I think they have a good range for what they are. But with the terrain stuff, yeah, we see the issue.
Yeah.
They're shooting too low and they hit the ground too often. So in couple updates, we're definitely gonna fix that. We're gonna up their arc a bit, and we see what we can do with the spread. Maybe we lower it a bit. So we're gonna test it out, fix it in a couple versions probably. But in the meantime, what I would suggest is point your camera a little bit higher while locking a target, because the homing weapons, they actually shoot where you're looking at, like not your crosshair that is on target, but where you actually look with your camera. So by aiming up, you will launch this salvo of rockets up, and they'll curve, and then they'll lock and go to your target. If you shoot it like as is, they're gonna probably hit the ground right now. Sorry.
Yeah. And the trajectory of that is like it's just spreading out. How about can it be changed to like it goes straight forward instead of spreading?
Sorry, come
The
again.
trajectory of the lance when firing, it just spreads out. It spreads and then attacks the target. How about we change it to it just goes straight to the target without spreading?
Yeah, I personally do not want to change it into the straight homing missiles because I think this little spread looks cool, and it gives a little more feel to it, like it's a
Okay.
massive like burst of rockets.
Okay.
So we're gonna try to preserve that, But if it's gonna get in the way of you actually firing the weapon, we might lower it, but not remove it completely. If that makes sense.
Lowering will be more better. Actually, it will be more better if you lower it. Alright. Okay.
I think you are
Thank you for
out of
answering.
questions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm out of
thank
questions.
you.
So thank you for answering my question, and someone else will take the spot now.
Thank you. Okay, I think it was Tijar Legend next. Hello.
Hello. Right. So is there a limit on how many questions I can ask?
3. Up to
Three.
3.
Oh, shit. Okay. So first one, do you guys plan on doing anything about the Google Play authorization?
We actually have Google Play authorization, but as I said, we have issues with it in current beta stage, and we are going to move to next beta stage with the upcoming update, basically. So actually, hopefully, we will fix it with the next update, this authorization issue when it doesn't allow you to connect your account.
Okay. So what
So
advice would you give to someone who's not connected yet, just to, be able to restore the stuff?
actually, right now, just to wait because the wait period is like so not it's not long right now. So actually, like coming in days, this update, and probably everything will be fixed there for them automatically. So yeah, you like generally you don't need to worry because we are restoring progress even if it lost through support tickets. So for every player that actually like uh, cannot uh, cannot connect their account to Google Play right now, just uh, for support, it's easier if you have some kind of screenshots of your hangar and at least your ID, in-game ID of the initial account. It helps us to restore your progress. But generally, yeah, like the waiting time is not that big anymore, and probably everything will be fixed with the authorization, like in a
Okay.
matter of
So
days.
what I had next was, are you guys planning on maybe localizing the currency? Like, for example, maybe for one country you have a different price on Prime. Like how Steam does it. Like, do you guys plan on doing that?
You're talking about localized prices.
Yeah, like how Steam does it.
Uh, yeah, we can say that we have no specific plans on that right now, but we are thinking about like the whole model. So yeah, it's not something that we want to ignore completely. Uh, yes, so this is how the world works, and
Also, one
we
other thing I had is that as of right now, I guess even with the rage nerf, snipers are still pretty much like maybe having two snipers in one team can pretty much wipe out the whole other team. So, will there be counterplay added in the future, or like, do you guys any plans for that?
So I think the statement itself is arguable, especially now where we can change the ranges and cooldowns and do these little rebalances every now and then. I'm pretty sure two snipers cannot wipe the whole enemy team right now, but only in the case when matchmaking messes up, which is a whole other topic because it does that. We still don't have enough players to fill the rooms, so it matches you with wherever. But on the topic of counterplays, there is definitely content planned that will gonna make countering snipers a little bit easier. Right now, there is not that many counters. You just use cover and get close to them or out sniper. But in the future, we definitely gonna add something to make uh, a life of a sniper a little bit too um, difficult. More,
I understand what you guys are going for, but the main
yeah,
thing is like pretty much all the robots except for a few are just too slow to get to cover. Example, you'd be spending more time trying to get to cover than actually be in cover. It's like and many new players who join the game also have the same opinion that the game is too, like slow paced. It's not that fast. So like, don't you think snipers would be like too OP since the bot can never get into cover before the shot is taken?
yeah, they're gonna be like that for quite some time before we add new content that counters snipers, and we add more playstyles that can close the distances faster. We make more defensible abilities. For example, new like deployable covers. It is, for example, I don't say I'm not saying we're doing them right now. I'm saying just there's ways to implement some nice and fun gameplay features to counter it rather than just nerfing the thing. But while we do this, snipers are gonna have this little advantage, but you can still play around it, I think.
Okay, so maybe with the future robots, we might see more team play to counter the snipers.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, fair enough. Also, one last question.
I'm
Uh,
I'm trying so hard not to like spoil anything, but yeah, there's
yeah, I
gonna
get
be
it.
content.
Don't worry, I won't ask anything too, spoilery. So one last question. What would you guys consider as a criteria for selecting testers? Because now that your test server is actually going to, I'm assuming that only a select amount of people would join it. So do you have any criteria you're looking out for to, accept people to it?
Actually, yeah, actually, we would want to allow as many players from the community to test our stuff because the more people testing, the more stress put into our features. First of all, into our server. Second of all, we get more data from the balance stuff. We look at the damages better. So there's just a lot more analytically happening that with the less amount of player as right now, we cannot take. So for example, right now we kind of tested it on the clan leaders and very involved community. And the reason for that is because they are contributing enough to look past certain difficulties. So, for example, I can go and say, okay, remove your live version, delete the FBK, clear the cache at the risk that your account will be permanently deleted. And they're like, yes, yes, okay, I'll do that. Not a lot of just the common players are that loyal to really go ahead and make and test stuff. But as we develop the test server, we're going to make it more convenient to the general public. So there's no reason for us to do like this little consideration, or is that player worthy of testing our stuff or not? It, everyone should be allowed as long as they're in our community.
Okay. So there's no criteria really. It's just going to be pretty much all the current testers.
Yeah, all the current testers. The one criteria is to be active actually. So if you are not testing, you are not the tester anymore.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Something
Like
like that.
testing
It's
logs.
yes.
Okay. So thank you
So
guys. That's all
be
I had to
active,
ask.
test guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mm, Okay. So next one. I think it's Soulblade. Hello.
Hello, hello. Thank you for the invite. And my first question is Google Google has come up with their own emulator, Google Play Game Simulator, something like that. Will there be a chance for Armor Attack to get launched in there? Because the LD player and BlueStacks are actually glitching a lot these days with pink squares and stuff.
Yeah, actually, we got today like a confirmation that we are good to go with this Google PC. I have no like details to share right now, but if it like we will check how it works, and if it's like works properly, probably our PC beta will start earlier, just because yeah, we can actually share some kind of PC version. It won't be like completely PC beta, but still something to uh, something stable with authorization that we actually can share. So since uh, it supports PC experience and PC authorization through the same Google account, it will work for some of you. So yeah. So we need to check first, and then we can share some details. Maybe it will help us to bring you bring our PC players some experience earlier.
Oh, okay. As the recent weapon changes are actually pushing the bot upgrades a bit, like this is not the, I mean, the time has changed. Like players used to level up until level 6 their bots and with the full speed, where the full speed will be unlocked, and they'll be continuing with the weapon upgrades. So is there a chance for more character tokens, the bot tokens, in the boxes? And I'm also asking this in a free-to-play perspective. I have Prime Plus, but I know how it feels to be a
Yeah, yeah,
free-to-play. I have been in
yeah.
Warobots for like 3-4 years.
I, I feel you. So on the topic of more tokens and better crates, I think we're working on and I say I think because I'm mostly working on the core gameplay. I'm just partially at the meta department. But it is in plans to revisit the free crates because we think they're kind of pathetic. They're free crates. I mean, the ones that is on the left that you get for free once per day and two with ads. So we're gonna
Yeah.
revisit them. We're probably gonna make them more viable. And on the topic of more tokens in general, as I said, look up to new features that we're going to add because there's going to be a new way of obtaining the tokens. It's not going to be only from crates anymore. But I think I've said enough. There's a snipers pointing at me.
Yeah, actually, we are going to reveal some details soon, because yeah, it's like important. So you know that rewards from this free chest will be better.
Oh, okay. And uh, there's one build I'm recently mained. That's a Prisma Pulsar, because all three of them are around 200 meters. So I'm playing on a phone like ROG 5, which has 8 triggers. I can shoot at them, and eventually I can lock one of my weapons and let them see, okay, maybe this guy has like completely out of his ammo. Then when they get back, I can still keep shooting them and suddenly unlock my third weapon. So that is because all three weapons are at the same range. So how come this kind of like management with locking and unlocking, locking and unlocking will work if you have a 200-meter weapon teamed up with a sniper weapon? Because we don't have the right weapon which can actually support the weapons like Magnum or Desolator. because both the pulsar and repeater are like 200. So there is nothing that can
Yeah.
adjust with
So
them.
the question is, how do you play with different weapons for different ranges? Is that correct?
Uh, no, actually, I mean, earlier it used to be a repeater mostly with a 450 meter and the desolator with 650. So that's a bit of adjustment with 150-meter range. And now the pulsar or repeater being at 200 and the desolator being like 600, uh, it is kind of quirky. So you can't just go brawl with a desolator to make use of pulsar, or or it's just a sitting duck. That pulsar is getting wasted basically. That slot is getting wasted, and it
Yeah.
might
The idea.
go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
It
Go ahead.
might be the same thing with the magnums and torrent. Like at least accurate have a speed ability, so it can brawl, like back and forth. It can brawl and come back whenever the situation supports it. But for the paladin, it is completely different. We cannot brawl with a 13-second reload weapon range. I mean, you know, with the sniper weapons,
Yeah.
we cannot brawl. Like that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. So it's gonna make more and more sense the more content we release,
Mm.
uh, because there's going to be more bots with different slots for different weapons that's going to be implemented in the future. You might notice a pattern. We released a heavy version of Javelin last update. We're releasing the heavy version of Torrent this update. So we're actually trying to fill these little gaps in weapons that you mentioned. Like, okay, I have Desolator, right? But I cannot pair it with anything else because Desolator is 600 meters and no weapons are 600 meters for the medium weapon slot. So initially, there will be a weapon that you can pair with a Desolator. But for now, there just isn't. So yeah, I think it's gonna be fixed with just more content added. That's
Yeah, a small
that's
concern.
it.
Like I have read the small information you guys updated in the text channel for the balance update. Like the torrent will be like useful between or impactful around 120 and 150 meters. So basically, that's nearby the shotgun range and something like a shroud with mobility perk hiding and just getting much closer, like 20-meter, 30-meter, and no bot can sustain that kind of damage at this point. Uh, so how can the bots fight that kind of situation, especially the hermits, which are squishy?
So, what is the questions? Come again? What exactly are the question?
The
Why we change the torrents?
Yeah, basically, like there should be some kind of range advantage being that kind of machine gun or a mini machine gun against the shotguns, because shotguns are like, yeah, 50 to 100. mm, they could be they're useful, but for these guns which take a lot of time to kill, TTK, to fight against shotguns, I mean, you need like hefty health for the bots, which is not possible for everyone to go like
Yeah,
level 8 or
yeah.
9. So
So the torrents, they because they have basically unlimited shooting time because
mm,
you can fire them while they're reloading. We don't want every shot to hit and at 20 meters because it's gonna be an optimal solution. Why use anything else at 200 meters when you can just continuously get unlimited shots at
uh,
your target? So it's gonna still do damage at 200. It's gonna still hit, but not as hard as, let's say, 200 and 150 meters. And it's just gonna initially, when we add more and more weapons, and we are planning at unlocking the light weapons sometime in the future. Probably somewhere next
Mm.
year, I hope. It's gonna basically it's gonna allow other weapons to be viable at this range. Like for example, with Orkans. Orkans
Mm.
before the nerf, their little reload nerf, they were the most optimal. They still are the most optimal weapon for its slot, and you just don't. There's no sense of using everything else. With torrents, it's the same. You can hit any target at 20 meters, and there's no damage fall off. You can just 200 meters, just chip them to
Yeah.
death. So that's why we added a little bit of spread. You're still gonna hit the targets, but not as much as before. So that's our reasoning to make other weapons shine. So for example, use hornets. They can hit like 350 meters, and with the damage buff, I think they're gonna finally play as intended, and they have homing. So
And
and
maybe if
torrents is for close combat. Yeah.
yeah, if they could match up around the at the level of torrents, yeah, maybe switching could be possible for Hornets. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we are getting back 403 NNB. Hello.
Hi. So yeah, my first question is this time I'm going to try to keep it in limit this time. My first question is, will there be a jungle-based map like uh, a rainforest or a beach type palm trees like map?
Okay, so we cannot confirm anything, but I don't know. Let's ask Artemi how it's hard to actually develop this kind of map, because of course we have ideas of jungle maps in our heads, but yeah, Artemi, could you like give
Interesting.
more details here?
Yes, I think I can. The thing with all forestal, all the stuff with the trees and all,
Yes,
there is some problems with implementation. It's on mobile to look good. Okay,
I
so
knew that
firstly,
there will be a problem with that.
yeah, so firstly, we need a good system for that, but we actually, yeah, we thought about it. We actually had some like storm sessions about it. We thought about it, but for the time being, our primary focus is making, the existing maps look good and
I
to
understand.
make. So I myself, I hope that we will make it in the future, and I hope it will be soon. But for the time being, I don't think that in the nearest releases it will be possible.
Cool,
We're
that'd be
adding a lot
splendid.
of we're adding a lot of small stuff now that you will hopefully soon see, but for the forests, not yet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, my second question is, will there be a specialized map for the sniper weapons in order to completely experience the fight of a long range combat or a specialized mode for it?
Sorry, the question is where there will be more sniper weapons or something more specific?
No. Like, will there be a specialized mode or a map which will be big and uh, let's sorry, I meant like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
will
I
there
know,
be
I
a
know, I
map
know what you mean.
specialized for it?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the canyon is our first step towards it. There's more
Uh-huh.
long distances that you can use. For example, the straight line where the big like overhang building is, and there's a couple of spots,
Yes.
a couple more spots for the sniper weapons. And I think I'm not saying any concrete like stuff, but the next maps, at least the next one map that we're preparing is gonna be on the big side in terms of distances, because right now we have too much close combat gameplay. We have too little distances. We need to expand it to
Yeah,
kind
I
of
was
make more
wondering
sense.
where there will
Yeah.
be a bigger map
Yeah.
which will actually
So
like. Yes, please
yeah,
continue.
go ahead.
Uh, uh, like really making me like or like the player base understand the true value of the sniper weapons and try to starting valuing it even more.
Yeah, I would say like next couple maps that we do, and when I say next couple maps, it's in a timeline perspective. I don't know where it is. It's gonna be, I don't know, year, 2 years. I don't know. But the next maps are gonna be on a kind of bigger side, bigger distance.
Okay, thank you for answering that. Now my third and last question. Um, will there be destructible surroundings like interactable objects and things like that? Although I know it's too much for the mobile devices, but I was still wondering.
Okay,
Yeah,
Artemi, let's go.
Artemi, go.
For
Yeah, do it. Say it.
Yeah, okay. So actually, we're working on this system right now. So
Oh boy.
I hope, yeah, it's a big reveal. Wow. So again, as I
Oh,
said, with
so I
the
was on the
situation
spot.
with the trees. Yes, you're on the spot
Jesus.
with the
Okay,
trees and with the destructible stuff. But
that was a complete
as the
shot in the dark.
same with the trees, there are problems with the mobile implementation. So
I
I
knew it.
hope there will be some sort of destructible environments, but
To
obviously
make
not
it feel
everything.
more immersive,
Yes, of course.
but
It
trying
will
to keep it stable at the same time in order to keep the game from not crashing and things like that.
exactly.
Good.
Also,
Yeah, but not
no,
expect
never mind.
not expect something like crazy cool. It's just gonna be a little. In the first iteration, it's gonna be like little props, like getting destroyed.
I
It's
see.
not like
Starting out
the
small.
big yeah. It's not gonna be like Bastion Terminal building destroyed, but
Yes,
we will start
that's
somewhere.
one question. Is that? Oh, I already exceeded the limit.
Yes.
Oh
Uh,
God.
okay, you can maybe you will have another option. So yeah, you can
Is
text
that
it
an
by the way.
animation?
Sorry,
Is that an animation?
animation.
No, the destruction in the Batchin terminal.
Ah, uh,
Is it real
Yeah,
time or like?
ah,
Yes,
continue.
that.
no, it's not real time. No, I'm sorry,
Okay,
but it's
that's what I was wondering. No, it's fine.
yeah. If you look closely on the building when it's destructing, I can say it's tailor made. You know, it's customly constructed for your pleasure.
Something that was supposed to happen. Okay.
Yeah, great.
Okay, that
Thank,
was all. No,
thank,
no, that was all. Thank you.
thank you for the
Thank you, everyone.
questions. Yeah,
And
thank you.
one last
Yeah,
thing.
I will. Nope.
Uh,
No
uh,
plus thing.
Unicorn Lady is missing, seems like this time.
Yeah, she will return.
Oh,
She's
good to know. That was it.
she's having some rest for now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good to know.
yeah. So, yeah,
All right.
moving
Thank
your
you.
to
Thank you,
audience.
everyone.
Yeah. Uh, Okay, next one. Guess Buggy the Spire is waiting for a long time.
Hey,
A
how
Space
y'all
Marine,
doing?
sorry.
uh, yeah. So my first question is actually about the art direction.
Oh,
Yeah, Artemis getting his time to shine.
yeah.
Uh, I noticed that a lot of the mechs, specifically the Bastion ones, uh, have a sort of aesthetic that reminds me personally of Armored Core. Was that was that an inspiration for the design of a lot of the mechs, or is this just all stuff that you just like kind of comboed together off of stuff you've seen over the years?
Actually, we have in our team a very talented concept artist that
Oh yeah.
he's had a lot of experience with everything considered, everything around mechs and robots and tanks and stuff. So I think I can say that it's his like experience that shines through it. So in terms of references, yeah, it's definitely something from Armored Core, but also in terms of Bastion, I think this is more in line with the military vehicles. I mean the real ones that are existing in the real life. So if you look at the Spitfire, for example, he have this sort of like eyes that he has. This is not actually the eyes, the robot, but this is actually as if I'm remembering correctly, this is like defense stuff for to break the guiding missiles. So this is the stuff that breaks the navigation of missiles. So a lot of these designs are based on real life, I think, more than Armored Core, because Armored Core is like a fictional, more like classical Japanese Gundam style mechas. Our mechas are smaller and they are more, I think, more militaristic, more realistic, I think. But some of
All
that
right.
inspiration is certainly there. Yeah, you're right.
I'm glad to know I was actually onto something there. The second question I have would be, do you guys plan on adding like a codex or a lore book to the game at any point? Because me personally, I absolutely adore all these all of the the designs and stuff like that, and I would love to just know more about the world.
Yeah, actually, like we started working on different lore things right from the beginning. Actually, we at least we have some concept of the world, and it was written by some great author, basically. Some at some moment we actually stopped doing it. So for now we have like a for our team like a concept of lore. So everyone in our team like on the same page with it. Uh, it's very small, but like we understand the whole idea behind our world, and like for now we are waiting for the right moment when we can start working more on the lore. I hope it will be like there soon. But generally, yeah, of course, we want to share some stories from our work with you, uh, at least in some way.
That's awesome. And my last question, it's not so much of a question, so much like as it is just like me noticing something. But I do like to play with a controller. Uh, I play on my my little iPhone here, and I actually have play tested on the computer for the PC build, and I noticed that for controller, pretty much all you can really do is move the mech. Is this an intentional control design, or is this like a bug?
No, we have intentional controller design at all. So it's like it's more like surprise mechanic that something works on your side. So it's like just I think it's coming in the box of Unity, something like that. So Unity can support some stuff on its own with no intention from our side. Of course, we are looking to support controllers sometime soon. Not soon, sometime later. Sometime later, yeah. But because, like, definitely our game, like, from the pure game design standpoint, all controls, all like different mechanics are designed to support controllers. And if we are going like to support consoles, it's definitely no-brainer to like support controllers sometime later. But yeah, we don't have any specific plans in terms like we don't have timings on it.
Well, that's all I had. Thank you all for having me. And have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I see Bargest joined us. Can we get some Kek merch? I already to pay for it. No, actually, yeah, it's a good idea to. There is some special. Yeah, like a pillow, short. Yeah, some stickers. No, we actually have something like if you we want to share some merch sometime later. The delivery is the only problem with like worldwide companies. Okay, so I think CDIGGT was raising hand for like ages.
Hello, thanks for
Hello.
having me.
Hello.
First of all,
Thanks
thank
for
you guys
joining.
for everything you've been doing. Yeah, I appreciate your hard work and your teams and everything. My first question was there any thought to getting away from this grindy leveling everything up and having to buy new weapons aspect of the game that, you know, the War Robots and the Mech Arena and other similar games have been following for years, and like maybe having more of a subscription based game where we pay like a monthly fee, but and everything's available to everybody and it's more of a skill based game.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I got lost for a moment there. Sorry. We are already kind of mix of that, and I think we're not gonna pivot that much to either sides, and either being like we don't want to go this full free to play route like War Robots, and we don't want do this kind of direct content sales. Um, at the same time, we already have some basis for subscription based stuff, and I think we hit this kind of sweet spot when there's stuff to pay for, and it's not entirely like it's skill based right now, but to a certain degree, and to make it just complete subscription based, skill based, without upgrades, without anything, it's just gonna it's just a different game with different distributing model. We might as well if we will ever go that route, I think we're better off making it either paid or just like filled with cosmetic microtransactions like Overwatch. But we're not going there. So it's gonna
Yeah.
stay pretty much the same, but we're gonna expand on the subscription stuff that
Right.
you are getting. Plus,
Yeah, we're just trying to get away
we
from this constantly having to buy new weapons and constantly have to level them up.
yeah
Just like the repeaters are a good example. Like I know quite a few people have spent, money on getting like a shroud for, 4 repeaters on one shroud, and they level it up, and they spend all the money there, and all of a sudden the range is nerfed on there, and like they're
yeah
almost completely useless in terms of the reload in comparison to other weapons on
yeah.
there.
But I have a thought on it, because it's definitely going to be there. Like it's gonna, the project is either changes constantly or it just dies. We cannot live with the same kind of balance all the time, with the same content all the time. And the thing is, as more and more content arrives, as more game modes we add, it's not going to be about building a perfect hangar that performs right now. It's gonna, we'll try to pivot it into the direction of, okay, you need a strong collection of leveled up stuff. So for example, like you mentioned, you bought and you leveled up repeaters and shroud, right? And you have like
Yes.
4 upgraded repeaters.
hmm
Some stuff happens, we decide, okay, screw it, we're gonna nerf repeaters to the ground, right? Or we just do something with the shroud, he doesn't play in the Beacon Rush, right? Our
Right.
idea is, we will make it so there's always enough game modes when different content performs differently. So ideally, you will need these 4 repeaters. Okay, we change something. You do not perform that well in Beacon Rush that you were before, but you still need these 4 repeaters for, I don't know, free for all mode, for whatever brawl mode will add. So it's better to have this wide collection of content to be ready to just pop out of your inventory and go into the combat, because who knows, next content update they're gonna perform suddenly because we released new unit that really synergize it with repeaters or something. So it's easy, it's always better to have the content upgraded than not. But right now we lack content and we lack game modes and we lack maps. we need to speed up, man.
Well, I think you guys are
Yeah.
doing well on your content and how many maps you have and everything. It's just wanting to get away from that constant grind and the constant chasing of leveling up things just to be able to play with clanmates and everything. Like the main
Yeah.
reason why I started playing this game is that you guys were talking about you're going to focus on the player versus player aspect of the mobile gaming, and that definitely interests me in that aspect. But just got to get away from the grind. The constant
The
leveling
grind
things is
is
hard.
unescapable. It's gonna stay there, and grind is always painful. That's why
Right.
I recommend not go for the grind. Play like an hour a day. I usually just log in, collect my rewards, do like 3 matches, just close the game. I accumulate my silver with the prime.
Right. Well, that's
That's new
just it.
content
Like it's the wanting to
releases.
play
Yeah,
with clanmates. Like I have
yeah,
clanmates that want to like they can grind 8 hours a day, level things
yeah,
up, and then it's time to go play against a different clan. And all of a sudden, you got
yeah.
1 or 2 guys that are leveled up. Then most of the rest of the team is like, oh, I can't really like play with you guys because my stuff isn't really leveled up. But
Yeah,
and
that's
then
how
another
it
question I
also
had.
plays.
Yeah, you get you on that. But another question I had, you said you're going to have light weapons coming out soon. Is that going to be like,
Not soon. I
well,
never said
not
soon.
soon, but like
Yeah,
next year? You're hoping to have light weapons, of course.
yeah,
But
yeah.
are we going to address the cost of leveling things? Like right now, the medium and heavy are both the same cost to level up. They take the same number of parts and silver and everything else.
Mm, there is possibility that we are gonna differ them, but we actually thought about it even before we removed light weapons, because there were light weapons before. We just disabled them because they were useless.
Right.
I think there is more chance that we will not separate the prices and we just keep, okay, that's a weapon. Here's your prices for weapon. Here's the robot. Here's your prices for robot. The reason is, first of all, it's easier for both sides to figure out what exactly do you need. The second of all is that if we differ it, it'll work both ways. So you will spend more tokens and more effort and more time upgrading, let's say, like a character with 3 heavies than you would do with a 3 light, right? And there'll be ways to get to the max level quickly if you only build light slotted characters, etc., etc. Or there will be shortage of heavy slots because they're too expensive. There's a whole bunch of different problems emerging when we differ the prices. So we decided just not do that, just not go there. The weapon is weapon. We just cap it by the amount of slots we can have, which right now is we're kind of capped it at 5. So in a feasible future, there will be no like characters with 6 slots, 7 slots, whatever. It's just 5 is the limit, and yeah, look at Shroud. It's already kind of pain in the ass to level up all these weapons.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier with the repeaters, we level them up, and that was 4
Yeah,
separate weapons to level up, and all of a sudden, they're not anywhere near as good with the range
Yeah,
nerf.
put these repeaters to use, man. Just plop them into, I don't know, like Salvion or something. If
Well,
they're
maybe
not
the
for
reload
you
needs to
at
be addressed
range.
if the range won't be addressed on there.
Yeah.
It's just if you have a sniper build like with Desolators, you can't really sit back and use any of your snipers. So most of the time you're just sitting there reloading on there, where before you could at least keep the enemy shield down from a distance with the repeaters, and now you can't even do that. So you got to shoot through their newly regenerated shield and deal the damage, and hopefully like over time, over like you're fighting single players for a lot longer now.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just feels slow.
I kind of addressed that in the other question. We will add more weapons to synergize with each other, because right now it's not a lot of weapons, and it's not a lot of similar ranges. So, and the way it worked before with all ranges, they were all over the place, and everything basically combined with everything. And we think that that's not that exciting of a gameplay. Like, what's your choice? You're just gonna pick whatever performs. That's it. There's no
Right,
additional
that's the
points
exact
for
problem now
me.
with everything being pretty much 200 or less. Before, the repeaters had the range, and then they had a reload, and then the pulsars didn't have a reload, but they're shorter in range. And then the third weapon was the shotgun. Of course, the Goliath, where you had to be very close, and they also have a reload. It felt very balanced at that time. We don't really need more weapons. We just need get away from the grind, I feel, and focus more on the player versus player aspect. For
You
me, anyway.
doomed Wizard.
Yeah, no,
Well-
I mean that's a valid point, but the Rangers are there for the reason, and the new content, I think it's still crucial. Like you said, like you used repeaters to keep the enemy shield from regenerating because you needed that range. You just need something in medium to have better, like longer range, and right now we do not have that. So if we add the weapon that can shoot at 600 the 600 meters, for example, medium sniper rifle for Imperials, right? That slot is filled for you to
Right. But in the
yeah,
meantime, my
so
4
it's
repeaters
the
that I
content.
paid to level up are just going to be sitting
Yeah.
in the hangar.
Yeah, but that's where the trust comes on, because we nerf things and we rethink stuff, not because we want for you to kind of lose all your upgraded things and upgrade them again, but to provide you with better gameplay. So
Right.
yeah, at that you just need to trust us that we will bring more content that will fit your playstyle. That's it. And just whine in the chat and write us tickets that you are missing your weapon. We'll add
Right.
it fast.
Yeah, it's the constant trap of like Mech Arena and more robots is the constantly coming out with new stuff and you have to level it up. If we had a subscription, like a monthly subscription that we paid and everything was available, I'd be a lot more, you know, wanting to play a lot more. But I gotta admit,
Yeah.
my play time has dropped off dramatically on there just because I'm not able to play with teammates and we're not really able to play versus people on there because the power ranges are such, they're like,
Yeah, I
they're
think
big. Like,
I think we first of all we're probably discussing this way longer than it needed. But second, the I feel the need to address that because that's a really important point. Um, in games like Mech Arena or War Robots, you pay for content acquisition, basically. So it makes sense where they get a new content. It's most of the time, if not every time, it's premium content, right? You need to buy it to get it. And if you need to buy it to get it, that means it's probably more powerful than the old content. If it's more powerful than the old content, you definitely want to upgrade it to perform in the current like season. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We
I
avoid that
understand that,
trap
you know, wanting to get more and more
because
money.
yeah, first of all, we don't lock our content behind like huge paywalls. For example, if you're free to play, our prices to the new stuff is the same price that you pay for pretty much every stuff we have already. So new character releases, it's gonna cost you like the same amount as the Spitfire costs.
Right.
So there's no, and if you have Prime, you just grab it to your inventory. And the way we do it, the content we release, it's we try always to keep it in line balance wise with the old stuff. We either bring up old stuff to be viable or we balance it out. So you don't have to get new content to perform well if you don't want. You can just use your old content. Well, there is no old. Well, I guess there is old content, but yeah, it's the idea is everything performs in the current like meta, let's say. So that's
Right.
why you don't need to buy new stuff. But yeah, like I said, you will probably need a huge collection of weapons and characters if you want to perform in all the activities that we are planning for you.
All right. Well, thank you guys for everything and keep up the hard work. We'll keep an eye on things.
Thank you for difficult questions.
Anytime.
They're the best kind of question.
Yeah. We will learn from it. Okay, Thunderlaw. I hope it will be easier.
Good evening,
Hello.
gentlemen.
Hello.
So first of all, before we get into anything, I would like to donate 2 of my questions to Vlad Tepes. I've sent a check in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I only have one question. It's quite simple, but quite not simple.
Tricky one.
So
Yeah.
the question is, when PC, as in when
Okay.
will the open beta be in like available for PC? Because I'm a PC player.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we already like mentioned it today. So our idea is actually bring PC version like complete full open beta experience with cross progression, with your like profile, with authorization through emails and stuff in the second half of 2025. Meanwhile, we'll host different closed PC testing. Actually, it starts with closed PC version for every mobile release. So we will actually like share PC version to testers before every mobile release, and you will be able to play from PC. But your progress won't be saved, and that's the only problem. So actually, you will be like you will get every content, you can play freely, but it's not like your account for eternity, and it will be wiped every version. So closed testing will happen will start happening really soon. Maybe we'll also have some kind of like closed beta when you actually like we won't be able to share it with everyone, but maybe we will be able to share with some kind of closed audience that will be chosen by some criteria we've talking about previously. And maybe like there will be like different stage of closed beta testing when we'll start sharing PC versions earlier than second half of 2025, but generally speaking, second half of 2025 is like our target for now.
I see. So that's all from me. I just want to confirm if my tech for those two questions have been received by Vlad. It's I had to confirm for him.
Okay. Yeah, great.
So okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and then where was have I missing something? I've promised to pass the mic to who was it? Zoro, but Zoro is missing. Okay, so no Zoro, then lifelong gap for now. Hey. Lifelong gap, how are you? Okay, we'll give you some time. Okay, so I think Maximus, I never heard you, but you are our mod. Hello.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Great. How are you?
Yeah, good. I was just paying attention to all the AMA, and it's pretty interesting points of views of a lot of different people in the community. So yeah, it's always good to appear in these AMAs, see different people opinions. Anyway, So in terms of monetization, kind of curious because I mean, like, I I'm definitely very glad that your guys' system is more of a subscription type of based gameplay. Um, and so far, I have nothing has been behind a paywall, which is refreshing to see that. Um, However, obviously, as a corporation, as a company, at the end of the day, you guys have to make, you know, your share to continue the progress. And at the end of it, my biggest fear, because I see it through the time, is company not able to make enough, and then having to be sold to a bigger company. And we know also by now how that works. You know, you sell it to a bigger company buy it for millions of dollars. You know, no company that buys another company with millions of dollars does it with players in mind. That will never happen. That will never occur. It's kind of fantasy. It's fantasizing way too much to ever think that another company that buys an indie company will ever think about their player base. We just completely ruin the gameplay, making it has. I mean, I get it. You guys can say whether yes or no, but I don't know if you guys have thought about it. Possibly the possibility of battle passes in the future.
Yes. There's gonna be battle passes in the future, and we're definitely going to expand our monetization features, but we're um, we're not eager to add new currencies or stuff like that. We're gonna uh, keep it in like in the same vein that we have it right now. We have subscription, that we have gold. I think that is the decision we are going to stick with. So yeah, we're probably gonna expand it through that. Just more subscription features, more activities, more stuff to do in the game, equals basically more spending in the game. And I'm not talking about like real money. I mean, the more activities there is, the more game modes there is, the more content there is, the more you need to basically do in the game to get it like maxed or wherever to meet all your goals. Just think about like clan perspective of it. Like I mentioned, we're gonna focus on social features next, and social features bring more exciting stuff like player profiles. Player profiles lead to customization. Customization leads to more vanity items. Vanity items lead to more stuff to spend on. So we're gonna keep it simple for you to spend at the game, like one currency basically. But we're gonna expand the amount of stuff you need to spend on, because you mentioned like your the question was also about how we as a company are going to make money, right? If we're not making payables and stuff like that. Basically, it's gonna come down to content, and that's what we are going to try and do right now, because there is not enough stuff to do in the game. There's not enough stuff to get in the game. Yes, they're definitely maxing out all of the stuff takes time, and it may take, well, yeah, a year or maybe more than that. But I think our goal is not in the maxing, but in expanding your kind of your options. So, for example, you bought the content, you get it to level 6, and the level 7 are a bit too much. You don't kind of you need to grind a bit for it, and the level 8 is even more. So, if there's no options, you're gonna be bored and you're gonna just grind. If there's more options, well, then just grind for 30 tokens, get your other content to like level 4 that you always wanted to try, etc. Go to the other game mode, go to the clans, go to this feature, to that feature. So that way we can both keep the project alive and make money, basically. I hope that answers
Yeah,
the
no, no,
question.
and I'm glad that you guys are keeping it simple. I mean, we don't need to create 30 different currency as another game that all of us know. There's absolutely zero reason for that. I'm actually glad that you guys have kept it, pretty much the same essence as it was back in Walking on Robert, which is simple silver and gold. And it was literally the same concept. I mean, like I still remember that game as if I were just playing it yesterday. Um, and I still remember the clans that back then they were like they looked very strong, but they're just simple players who had the ability to be able to just initially pay. And yes, in that aspect that has always been a concept that I've always been having to clarify that um, same as Walking War Robot as it look like in this game right now, in terms of pay to win, they have shown literally zero flags whatsoever, zero signs whatsoever. There's definitely a level of pay to fast or pay to progress concept to it, which is the same thing that I was able to see back in Walking on Robot. That there were for a short period of time, there were certain clans who, for example, Iron Smile used to be a clan that used to be very dominant for a period of time because they were able to upgrade their things to level 12 a lot faster. However, as the game progressed, matured, and level 12 was the highest level, you were able to see that everybody else, including the free to play players, were able to now completely match up and fight against Smile players. And now there were a lot more plans going on, and there was a lot more competitiveness in that aspect, which is what I'm expecting that's going to be occurring here later on as the game continues to grow and mature. And I can understand some players having difficulties understanding that concept because probably a lot of players joined the game after 2017 when the monetization completely changed and they never got the opportunity to experience what it was before 2017 and how it used to be played. And like how these clans at the very beginning used to have this dominance, but eventually the game later on end up balancing itself. Um, so that's good. I'm actually glad to hear that. Another aspect in terms of clans, um, just an idea that one of my players brought up one time, and I think it's actually great. However, I do think it will probably require a decent amount of time for the game player base to actually have a lot more players and a lot more clans. But is there any possibility that aside from the matchmaking, there will be some sort of mode or ranking mode for clans that they just jump in there and then they face each other with another clan that are at a
Yeah,
similar
yeah. So
ranking.
yeah, so that's at least that's the idea right now. Because I'm once again, I'm not saying anything like we're committed to it or anything like that because we still need some time to develop and thought the whole system out. But our idea always was to focus on when we're talking about clans. Our idea was always to focus on clan battles, and clan battles means some sort of special matching mechanism from between clans to clans. We thought about various cool systems that we can implement, and in each of them, clan versus clan battles played a crucial role. So I think it's very possible that when we develop clans, as I said, we're gonna do it in iterations. So don't expect it to be in clans 1.0 by any means. But if we develop clans, we're definitely at some point gonna add clan versus clan game mode and build a meta layer around it. So yeah, that's gonna happen. But when? Well, let us develop clans first, then we can talk.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair enough. Um, and let me see. What will be my third question? Um, I think you already addressed the concept of esport. You know that you will definitely will like and all of that. However, I know that probably because it was late and we're testing, maybe you were not able to talk to. Well, actually, let me rephrase my question. I think it's actually a better one. Will there be any possibility, as for example, Call of Duty has it and other first-person shooting have, not all of them, but some have, the possibility for proximity chat? Like instead of having to jump into Discord, you can talk to somebody, even though Discord can be more efficient in certain things. But like, let's say that I'm playing a solo match, and my partner, I would like him to go to the left because, that way I can flank the enemy, or I can distract the enemy while he's flanking, or do something like that. Right now we have to be like, I have to look at him, I have to shoot
Yeah,
him, but
yeah, yeah.
hopefully that he can see me
I get
and then
I
shoot
get
out
your
of
point.
direction. Yeah.
So there is two things. First of all, we thought about not proximity chat, because proximity chat is gonna be actually is gonna be really fun. But I don't think we're gonna do proximity chat, because imagine like a guy standing on a beacon just screaming, and you're just driving to his radius, and yeah, and here just faint like curses at each other. Yeah, it's proximity chat is great, but I don't think we're going to make proximity chat. Voice chat, however, we considered some options, uh, but they're not conclusive, especially for PC, it's pretty straightforward. But on mobile, that can be really complicated. And that's why we're not so. We're basically hesitant on either there's going to be voice chat or not at all. But in terms of in-game communications, the ping system, the short, like quick command system, was discussed a couple times. So probably in the future we will add some sort of in-game communication, not voice, but I mean like little snippets, like go there, attack this, defend that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for your hard work. Thank you for this, and yeah, definitely looking for the next AMA.
Thank you. Hopefully, not hopefully, yeah, but I'm trying to make commitment to have regular aim starting with this one. Thank you, Maximus.
All right. Sounds great. All right. Bye bye, guys. Take care.
Yes. So where is he? A long lifelong gap. You haven't raised your hand. Okay. Okay. Hello. Look like still have problems. We can't hear you. Okay, sorry. I need to pass this mic again. TJR Glitch. You will be next one. Hello.
Hi guys, thank you. Currently on our HUDs, on the upper right hand corner, there is a kill counter and there's a death counter. I was wondering if you guys could add a beacon capture counter and a beacon neutralizing counter. That'll really help with the tasks.
Not sure about neutralizing, but beacon counter. Maybe. We actually thought about a little different system with little announcements, little pop-ups that go on your screen when you do certain activities. But yeah, for now, it's not a huge priority for us. It's just a little quality of life feature,
Mhm.
and we're probably gonna get to it not that soon because there's a lot of more important stuff like PC beta and stuff, more like content to do. But at some point, I think the whole heads-up display needs a little polish. So
Okay.
maybe, but nothing concrete yet. Sorry.
Beautiful. Thank you. And finally, currently there's no incentive aside from the daily tasks um, towards getting more silver. I was wondering if you guys could add a incentive for damage or scoring on the matches that constantly gives players
Yeah.
silver based on how they did.
Yeah, we initially had quests for damage, but they were kind of finicky to do without a clear indication, like you said, like how many damage I did, how many damage I need to do, and the numbers on those damages were really kind of big. So we decided to just cut out those quests. But maybe one day they'll return. Maybe, I'm not sure. But more incentive to play. Yeah, that's gonna be it. We did a little steps towards it with the new main quests that is doubled right now. But yeah, when we have more features, we'll have more activities. Basically, right now we only have quests and that's it. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. All right, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will move you. Okay, you did it by yourself. Okay, let me say who will come next. So I will pass mic to Didi, then to Elytics, then to Slayer, then to Wookie, and then we will start talking to those who already. Oh no, there is Cadme also. And actually, we will start to wrap things up to this. So yeah, something like that. I think actually we won't have a chance to answer to anyone who already asked their questions. Okay, Didi.
Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
Yeah, we can hear you well.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was saying how are you, but all right.
How are
Yeah,
us?
that's
No, we are
one
good.
of the
Sorry.
questions. You have two now.
Yeah.
All good, all good. So I was kind of talking in the chat about it, but I was talking about the quests in the game. I don't know if it was already mentioned or not. You guys hear me or?
Sorry. Yeah, we hear you. We are
Just
trying
So-
to process your question.
Oh, okay. So I've noticed like it's been a moment now that I'm playing in the game. Maybe when the game was released, since now I'm playing like every day. I'm playing every day the game. So the thing I've noticed is that sometimes the tasks are like too hard for the reward it's giving. Like the neutralized enemy beacon for only like 1,000 silver is like a pain. It takes around 30-40 minutes to achieve it if you have like bad robots. And yes, I was wondering if you are planning to like change the reward based on the difficulty of the task.
The tasks, if you're talking about the daily ones, they are pretty much equalized in terms of difficulty and reward. Some may take a little more battles than the others, but from your description, it looks like you're talking about the endless repeating quest for 150 silver, and that quest is made a little not harder, but with less reward than the other quests for a reason, because you can repeat it endlessly. And it's our way of saying that we have the limit to your daily activities. So the regular quests that you do kind of give you a steady amount of silver, and if you do them all, you get a nice little bunch of silver. If you have Prime, you have 10,000 for all the dailies on top of the daily like quests themselves. But aside from that, if you drained all your daily activities, you have this grindy, endless quest with a little like reward and little incentive for you to play. And we left it specifically for very, very, very involved people that really want to grind this silver. So there's no plans on changing that quest unless we change the economy as a whole. So yeah, we really want you to kind of play it a little bit more paced. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah, because the neutralized thing is like it's a pain
yeah,
really to
the
do this
neutralized
task.
the
It's a pain.
neutralized we already addressed in the previous question asked if we agree that it's frustrating and we're going to make it easier. If you're talking about the neutralize certain amount of beacons
Yeah.
in one match, yeah, especially like neutralize 7 beacons, this thing is getting nerfed.
Yeah, because
But
we got like 4 beacons per party, and we capture mostly 2 to 3 beacons, and enemies sometimes like don't capture beacons at all. So
yeah,
it's just impossible to complete sometimes. Like for example, I'm still making the task. I'm still at 4 out of 7, so kind of hard. Yeah. And
Yeah, actually, yeah, go ahead.
no, I was asking a new question, but if you want to continue, yours.
Yeah, like our approach is just to fix this like really pain in the ass quests one by one and add more types of quests. I believe we are doing it also with every upgrade. We add more variety of quests, so they're not such. So it's just more interesting to complete quests, and they are not pain in the ass anymore. Something like that.
Yeah. So my other question is about, so you were talking about the economy thing with I forgot his other name, but yeah, I think it's more something. Anyway, so you were talking about the economy part with the battle pass and stuff, and I was wondering like if you're gonna add cosmetic to the game, but not like just skins like in War Robots. Maybe some actual change to the robots, not just special edition like they did, which is literally dumb. That's ugly. Just
what do you mean?
wondering.
What do you mean change in the robots?
The just the robot is it's the same robot, yeah, but the skin is completely different. Like a real change, not what they do in Robot with a paint job.
You mean not recolors, but actual like different 3D
Yeah.
models, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, I think it's a cool question for Artemi, but we thought about it, and yeah, right now it's Artemi go.
Yeah, he's not there, I think.
No,
Oh,
I'm
no.
here. I'm here. I'm listening to you. The thing is, with the skin systems, to make entirely different skin, that completely changes the model is almost the same as to make a new robot. basically. So yeah, I think I myself for this feature to be implemented to make cool, skins that are very different. The golden ones with the dragon, on the chest or something. The crazy ones with the anime girls, or everything that you can imagine. But the thing is that I believe if I ask you, what you want more, the skin for the current robot, even the cool one, or the completely new robot with the different mechanics and different visuals, I think a lot of
Skins.
people,
It's skins.
yeah, you will choose skins, right? Okay, I think for me it's like the more variety in robots is better. And currently we just don't have the enough.
No, wait.
Yes.
But the new robots, they need to buy and upgrade. At skins, you just buy and they're there. So
Yes, but isn't it fun to upgrade the robots?
no, it's not fun. It's grind.
Okay. Okay. The thing is that in terms of effort, this takes a lot of our time from the project. So we better focus it now in different directions. At least at the current
I would
point.
say,
let's say.
sorry to jump onto it, but I think we should test our waters with skins that are not that ambitious first. And if you guys show a real interest, if we see that there's a good like revenue stream with the skins, because we need to make it viable. Like Artemis said, it takes really a lot of work to make a cool skins, like not recolors. And if the amount of work you do does not get you enough revenue to pay for that work, it's not viable, and business wise nobody gonna do it. But if the skins in our game are really something that is really highly requested and highly like valued, I don't see why not. But that's a topic that needs to be discussed for a lot longer than we are doing right now. So probably, maybe, I don't know, but we'll start small, I think.
Yeah, I mean the game just recently came out, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it won't come out like in this year, but so uh
Consumables?
not really. More something like mod. In War Robot, for example, there is active modules. So do you plan to add something
Yeah, I
similar,
see.
like something to heal us, deal damage?
Yeah, so there's an easy answer and a hard answer. The easy answer is no, not really. The hard answer is if it happens, it happens way into the future. Because the way we see our gameplay is we gonna make it as simple to understand as possible. When we add additional layers, for example, oh, there's like this passive module you can install, and your bastion segments grow back if you have this specific module, or your lifesteal work differently, or something like that. Um,
That's
it's
more that's more
it's
a passive
gonna
ability.
yeah, but I get the models in Barrobots also do active stuff, but we have enough room for just the content now. We don't need another layer on top of it right now. We we could use it later, but right now it's much better for everyone to just release new mechanic, right? So, for example, let's say we have a module that deploys a little physical barrier right in front of you, like as a like addition to your existing ability. It's better for us and better for you actually in a way to just make a character that does that. So yeah, it's that way. It's more readable for other players. They know that they see this character. They know it spawns barrier. If they see character that spawns barrier and he has second ability like it spawns a turret, you don't kind of, I don't know how to say it. You don't know what to expect from it, and it's gonna make balancing a lot more harder.
Just
So
say never.
maybe, yeah, maybe in some way we'll add another layer to the gameplay. But right now we need more content in this first layer. We don't need the second one. That's the complicated answer. The first one was no actually, so I did say no.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of true. Like we already have the robot's ability already, so we don't really need active ones. Yeah, that's true. So my last question is like, do you planning to add something to change to completely change a match? Um, let's we already have the events. For example, the one with the Titan. If we kill the Titan, all the beacons get removed, so it just resets the how the games were how the battle was, you know. So do you plan to add something like a new robot or like they did with Titan and Raw Robots? I mostly take example from Raw Robot because you know they're kind of old,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they kind of do everything like they did with Titan. Do you plan to add something similar, but not too OP
Yeah,
like they did?
yeah. I like how you added, but not how they did. that's that's not concerning at all. So I cannot say like, oh, we will do that, or no, we will not. But there is an interesting tidbit about our project. When we in early concepts, in the core gameplay, there was a feature that we were really wanted to make. But unfortunately, it didn't make the cut. Uh, Something called leader abilities. We basically wanted to give you a big ultimate ability per
Oh,
hangar. Yeah, so that was our game changer that you are talking about. But it got scrapped. It costed too much to make. It made huge balancing gaps. So at the time, we weren't ready to make it because we were busy making a vertical slice of the game. We were busy making the alpha version. But I think as we progress down the production cycle, there might be a time for that because we really like the idea of those abilities.
yeah, I
So
love that.
if we ever to make something like this, it probably will be that. But yeah, it's not a commitment. Don't take my word for like anything. Yeah.
That have been that's like it's a great idea. I love the ultimate idea of something that could completely change the game. Personally, yeah, that's just it's not sure. It's only words.
Yeah,
Completely.
but I actually we actually still have the documents for disabilities. Yeah, I can name you a couple of stuff we wanted to do, but it sounds so exciting. You guys will not want to play the current version, so I better just shut up about it. But Bastion, I will say this: Bastions were supposed to have this huge turret that they can deploy, like the yeah.
Oh.
That's it.
That's it.
I won't.
That-
I won't say
that's-
anything else. I won't tell you about a huge laser plan that you can control from the orbit, and you can change the camera perspective and move it around the map. I won't tell about that one.
I want to see the document so bad about the ultimate thing. I'm so curious.
Alright.
Anyway, that's all the question I had.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Didi.
answering everything. You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Yay. Okay, so here is the last list. Elitix, then Slayer, then Wookie, and then Cadme something. And don't see the whole. So after it, yeah, we are going to wrap up our session. Okay, Elitix.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for saving us, like the OG War Robots community, which was my childhood, and making a new game, which is gonna be my other childhood. I'm 18, by the way. And I have a few questions I always wanted to ask, but now I can, since this AMA. My first question is that, is there going to be a module system like War Robots had, but this time a robot has to be a certain level to equip a module? The effects they can have are like healing, taking less damage, dealing more damage, stealth, immunity for a short term, without having to use any currencies like War Robots.
Okay, I think we already like addressed this question in with the
No, not really.
no.
Not really.
Okay.
Do you want to answer that question or no?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, that's no problem. Okay, next question is, yeah,
but no,
continue.
no. In all seriousness, uh, there are some ideas on how we can add this little layer of power that can smooth out the upgrading, because there is a basically a huge gap between like fifth level upgrades and let's say 7. There's huge time gap that you need to gather like resources, you need to do this, you need to do that. So there is ideas on how to implement certain things. I really don't want to spoil anything, but they're just ideas right now. It's nothing
Okay,
too
okay,
close
yeah,
to release.
that's fair, yeah, yeah, yeah. And the second question is, in the future, can we equip lower weight weapons in higher weight weapon slots? Like example, being able to put a medium or light
Yeah.
weapon on a heavy weapon
Yeah,
slot.
so yeah, it was our first idea for slots. We wanted our slots to be a little
Okay.
different from the other games, especially from War Robots. And we
Yeah.
thought about that, and we actually, I think we prototyped that thing, but
Oh,
it
okay.
was just redundant. It
Okay.
didn't give you enough depth. There was no reason for you to do that, because let's say the medium weapon has its firepower, right, and the light weapon has its firepower.
Yeah.
Yes, our bet was okay, but maybe the light weapon in that medium slot synergizes better with your build, but the fire
Yeah.
gap between light and medium weapon still is too huge to excuse you equipping light weapon to the medium slot or the medium weapon to the heavy slot. So we just cut the whole idea and said, okay, heavy is heavy, medium is medium, and well, light is light. That's easier.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. And okay, third question, is there going to be any weekly, monthly, or any seasonal events like double XP, like double rewards or half upgrade costs?
I think it's feasible.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure in what form it will be done and when. but it's we
Mm-hmm.
see it as a good opportunity to boost your activity in certain time frames. That's for sure. So,
Yeah.
for example, like usually in games it's done on holidays or on weekends or in specific
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
events. I know I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that on that we don't have a conclusive answer right now, but that's a possibility for us that we're considering.
Okay. 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 Next question then. Is there a possibility of introducing special or legendary tokens in the future? These can be obtained through crates and can be used to instantly upgrade a weapon or robot without requiring any token, like tokens or silver.
There is in the first version of our upgrade system, which was way back and was more limited.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone remembers, like our 36 types of tokens that we did before, there was an ultimate tokens in that systems that
Okay.
we were
Yeah.
using for some later upgrades. Right now we
Okay.
cut those off, and maybe in future, but not in a sense that you were mentioning.
Yeah. Like
But
I'm just saying because the tokens and stuff do get like really hard and it is a grind, like a lot of people are saying. So yeah, this could be really beneficial and helpful. Like for example, like if they're doing it on the last levels of a weapon.
yeah, if something speeds up your progression through the content, it's probably
Yeah.
gonna be in the later stages of the project lifetime, because right
Yeah.
now we have a lot of new players. We have a lot of players
Yeah. Yeah.
that came from alpha, beta stages, and we actually it's gonna sound strange, but we don't want you to progress that fast because
Okay. So yeah.
we do not we can't make the content fast enough for you to get involved in the game. You know what I mean? So we need you
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Like
progress slower
without
for us to
progressing
have
too
more
fast.
time to
Yeah.
yeah. So in the future, when there's a lot of content, there's a lot of features
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of stuff, I'm sure there's going to be features that boost up your initial ramp. So you are going to the progress ramp as with the regular speed because you are the
Okay.
initial player base, and like let's say like 3-5 years from now,
Yeah.
new player base probably will have a lot faster curve, but that's because
Okay.
right now there's that much content, and 5 years later there's going to be this much of content. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
right now we cannot
Okay.
afford that. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Fifth
thank
question:
you.
Will there be
No more,
any?
no more
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. I literally have it on a notepad written down since the last few days. That's why I'm asking this many.
Yeah. Well, like I already passed one more than limit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
Okay.
day we will moderate it better. But yeah, thank you
Yeah. Yeah.
for
No
your
problem.
question, analytics. Yeah, but you always
Yeah.
can
No problem.
ask all your question in general chat.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, next Slayer.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm hoping my sound quality is all right. To quote you, Joe, or Roman, actually, I should probably.
Okay.
I love your way of negotiations. So with the clan feature and it's coming in, can I please ask that there's not a restriction on the clan tag? So it might be like a minimum of 2 characters and a maximum of 6. And I wonder whether you can guess why. Because Vortex is a bit too long and it's hard to abbreviate. So the request is just to shorten to make the clan tag so it can be over a range rather than saying, oh, it has to be 4 letters long or it has to be 3. Something like that. It's just more
Yeah.
of a request than a question. Second, the actual proper question now is what's your opinion on pilots? Is it similar to modules basically of it might not, or are you like completely against pilots? Because I know they haven't been implemented very well in games previously.
Okay, so regarding pilots, Eduardo.
Yeah. So with pilots, it's the same deal as we discussed earlier, with another layer of power to add to your builds, and either pilots or modules or whatever word we can come up with. It's pretty much the same. At some point, I think we will have this little layer of power, but how it will be implemented, it's not up to discussion right now because it's so far into the future. And we need to think how we will make this layer, what the difference is going to be from the other competitor projects. Like what is our pilots compared to War Robots pilots? What is our pilots compared to any other pilots like World of Tanks? So there's a lot of thinking we need to do on that before we discuss it any further. But I think at some point we will have some system in place.
Okay, that's interesting. And a second question I have is because I'm here from the early days and when we had little over 100 people in Discord server, I played pre-alpha. What are your thoughts on bringing back the old model of what's now Acrid? So what it was called Spitter, where it like vomited up the acid, or was there a reason why you changed the ability so that it wasn't? Was it like due to animation or?
Is the question about ability or the model of the character, or both?
Both.
Yeah, so in terms of ability, it was just we couldn't optimize a lot of particles for it. Short and boring answer. It was cool, but it was costly, especially on mobile. On PC, no problem. On mobile, it's just kind of melts your device when it spits. So we simplified
Yeah, that makes sense.
and actually, it has more usability when it's one shot rather than a lot of them, because a lot of them you can miss. So in terms of model, I think the old model was pretty cool, and my hope is that we can someday revive it, like we did in War Robots with you remember the Bastion, if you've played.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was old scrapped model too. So my hope is either we revive it through skins or whatever, or some event, or yeah. Right now it's up there, unused.
Would that be the same for any of the other ones? So like the old Brewkeeper skin?
Yeah, that's what comes to mind initially when you think about it. But I don't know, will we do such skins or not? It's too far up into the future. Sorry.
I would love to see.
I would like to revive
I'd
it.
like to see them come back, reworked with different abilities, mate. Because I always thought every single one of them that you guys did was really cool, and they all look unique and different.
Sorry, was that a question or?
No, but just more of a statement. Just yeah. They all are really cool.
Yeah,
and
actually,
I think that kind of
I
wraps
also
me
feel-
up. My questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, we are waiting for your videos with like perfect timings and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. My question to you, Slayer, is when is your next video actually?
I put a community post up today. I'm going to be doing one on. I'm going to be doing after I get off of the call. I will be doing one on the Bastions, so that will be coming shortly. You read my mind.
Okay. I'm waiting.
You were
Thank you.
waiting patiently. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, one last is Vuki, as I promised, and we are going to wrap up things. Hi,
Good
Vuki.
Hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, first off, I want to say thank you very much for putting this together. It's awesome to be a part of a gaming community that actually has input on the way things go. First question, and it might have been asked. I'm fairly new, only been playing a month. Is there a plan to add like a suicide button? Excuse the term, for your bots. Say you're playing with the team and you drop a bot and your team needs you to drop a different one that maybe does more damage or is faster. So you'll be able to just click on it and blow it up or whatever and then select a new bot.
So the fast answer would be, it's not in plans. When we thought about it, we made a decision that okay, the suicide is not that it's not going to be that important or that crucial for you. But if you see, and this goes for like to the whole community, if you see that it's needed, and let us know in mass, in numbers, just create tickets saying like, okay, we really need the suicide button, pretty please, because as long as right now we just don't see the point in it, and if there is a point that we're missing, we need to be constantly reminded of it, so that way we do it like faster. So
Awesome.
yeah.
And then my last question, for the Salvian healing bot, it's not particularly a bot that I use, but I've ran with several of my members and members from other groups that run the Salvian. And I know MVP, you're not really getting an award, but the Salvian, like our whole team will be over 1 million or 2 million points, and whoever's running the Salvian, they're keeping the entire team alive, and they're ending up with
Yeah.
like 200k damage. So
Yeah.
can we, or is there, or in plans, a way to convert the Salvian's healing into like damage points so that they
Yeah,
could, because they're really the
that's
MVPs when they keep the team alive?
yeah, that's the good point. But it comes from, yeah, see, your perspective is tainted probably by war robots at this point, because it shouldn't be converted to damage. First of all, it should be its own category, like best healer or a healing stat, because converting it to damage is just pointless. And that's why actually we don't reward the performance in battle, just for that reason, because the performance is irrelevant to the fact that you're winning or not. So you can get like 4 million damage or whatever, and if you still you lost, you know what I mean. But for healers, we're definitely missing this category. We're definitely missing this kind of highlight for them at the end of the match. But for it's going to be in iterations, like I said before. So first and foremost, for Salvian, we're focused on giving you the ability to see allied HP bars as soon as possible. So first we do that, then we think about how do we want to present healing in our game, like as a separate stat. So for now, all that matters is the winning of the matches, not the stats. So yeah, but there is plans to add that eventually.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your questions. Okay, I think that's all for today. It was a blast. It was wonderful to see you all here. We are, yeah, we have tons of questions, and I'm still like have hope that we'll answer them in any other way. But for now, it's still a hope. Yeah, and this is our like last AMA before Christmas. So happy holidays to everyone here.
This is our last AMA ever. We will not do that.
No. Now we will like host it regularly, but like next AMA will happen in 2025, I believe. So when everybody will get sober after holidays and we can start to talk to each other normally. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Cadmium got missed. Yeah, we just like out of time. But Cadmium, I give you a right to DM me, and I will answer any of your question. So yeah, thank you to everyone. Happy holidays, everyone. See you next year. But see you on Battlefield like every minute of our time. Thank you. Yeah, I will watch
Thank
how
you,
you're
guys.
living. And I will start music. Okay, bye bye. I'm gonna leaving now. Oh, yeah.